Extended Name Segmenter adds the ability to combine name records into a single output. There are many circumstances where this feature can be helpful, and they center around the need to find multiple groups of people that you want to combine into a single mailing list, although it's not limited to just a mailing list. The best way to illustrate this is with an example. Let's say that you have a group of names that you have given a classification. We'll call it classification X. Some of them have not given a gift, but they're people you consider to be prospects and may donate at some point in the future, so you want to include them in your mailing list. The other group of people you want in the list are those who have given a gift in the current year. Because Name Segmenter uses an AND operator between filters, you can't get both groups in the same output with a name segment alone. The AND operator means that to be in the output, the name record would have to have the X classification and have given in the current year. You want an OR operator, anyone with the classification X or have given in the current year. To solve the AND operator problem, you can use Extended Name Segmenter. The first step is to create two name segments, one that identifies those with the X classification and one that identifies those who have given in the current year. Now we can click the Reports button here on the left, then Query Tools, and then Extended Name Segmenter. This page shows the extended segments that someone has already created. You can click on Add New to create a new one. I'm going to go ahead and click on one that I worked on earlier. The first thing we want to do is give it a name or a description. Next, choose an output type. Usually this will be Excel because you're going to use this as a data source for a mail merge most of the time, but it's also a good format to use to evaluate your data. Now click Save, and that will give us these additional fields down here, the checkboxes and this link. We'll skip the checkboxes for now and click on the Extended Segment Filters link, and I'll slide that window in here for you. On the left, you find a button that says Add an AND filter, and that's the place to start. I'll click that button, and that gives us 3 empty fields to start with. We can change the number of fields that are available to us by clicking the drop down here above, and you can see that it allows us up to 9 fields. I'm going to change this to a 2 because we're working with 2 segments in our example. Now you can click the drop down in each field and select the name records to combine. For our example, we're done. We can click on Save Segments on the left and then close this window. And that takes us back to the main page. Now we can check the boxes to include groups of fields in the Excel output. For example, we may just need donor basic information and donor mail fields in the Excel output if we're doing a mailing. Click the Run Extended Segment in the Quick Actions box here on the right, and that will run the segment. Denari will run both name segments and combine them into one spreadsheet, and it will not duplicate names. If someone is in the output from both name segments, they will only appear in this output once. Now let's go back to the Filters page and examine it a little bit further. Notice that each name segment field has an OR operator between them. That simply means that there is an OR operator between these segments in the row. So if the person is found in the X names segment or the donors this year segment, they will appear in the output. Now I'll click the Add an AND filter button again, and we get a second row with up to 9 fields available across. We have added a row with an AND operator. Notice the AND here. To illustrate, I'll change the number to just one segment field. If we select the X names segment here in this first field and then select VIP donors here in the second field, when we run this, Denari will run both segments, find the names in the X names classification or segment, and then the VIP donors name segment, and put them together with this AND operator. In other words, the name must appear in both of these segments in order to appear in the output. Now let me expand this back to 2 segments again. And now we can select a segment in both fields here and in one field down below, or obviously others if we wanted to. Now, in order for the name to appear in the output, that name must be in the X names segment and the VIP donors segment, or the donors this year segment and the VIP donors segment. So it gets a little complicated, but it adds a great deal of flexibility. And again, you have 9 fields across and 9 rows down to expand this out to that many segments if you need it. To take it a step further, notice the Not In checkbox next to each field. That allows you to remove names. So I'll change the field number back to 1, again just to illustrate. Now when we run this, Denari will first find all the names in the X names segment and then remove those names that are in the VIP donors segment. And again, you have the flexibility of 9 fields and 9 rows to be able to expand that if needed. You can see that Extended Name Segmenter provides a great deal of added flexibility once you understand how it works. If you have any questions, please contact tech support through the help button at the top of the page.